Welcome on in to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing to this channel. If you haven't done so, please do so right now. Do want to do a wrestling video. Way back when this channel was first started, it became like a secondary channel off of my main channel. And all that it really was just wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan. And then slowly the channel evolved into everything, including wrestling. But mostly, if you look at the videos on this channel, wrestling is a very small piece of it. I was a huge wrestling fan growing up in the days of, growing up in the mid-80s, 90s, I started watching tapes of World Class, AWA. My favorite wrestler of all time, Kerry Von Erich. Not from WWF, but from the old territory days. Seeing the house shows at MSG. They had an MSG channel, they still do, and back then MSG actually showed those house channels, those house shows on their channel, on the MSG channel, and that's where it all started. So I'm up there now, I'm 35 years old, so I've seen some wrestling from tapes and everything else, and a lot of the people on the internet, the message boards, the chat rooms, I guess they're in that, demographic of 18 to, 35, I guess. And the majority of the people always say, bring back the Attitude Era. Listen, it's time to move on from the Attitude Era. It was over 15 years ago. Over 15 years ago. Okay? I want to give you my thoughts on what the problems with the crowd mentality is today. The Attitude Era definitely had its stars and key moments. But there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of bad too. Listen, guys, it's time to move on. The wrestling at times was downright awful. Today's era has far better wrestling, but the storylines can be predictable and slow due to WWE not wanting to break from its mold and the fans knowing tenfold more about how the business actually works. Instead of picking it apart, we should try to enjoy what they give us. Critical criticisms are warranted, but most of the time on pages and chats, you just see really constant on YouTube and constant bickering that the WWE didn't do what that particular fan wanted them to do. That's why they made the 2K16 Series 4. The Attitude Era, in actuality, is such a small slice of time. It's hard to model the future 10, 20, 50 plus years of your business and industry after what happened between 96 and 2001. Come on, guys. The Attitude Era was organic, like the new generation before it. You can't force something to happen. You just have to let it happen. Be okay with it and see if any of this new stuff grows on you with an unbiased judgment. Give up on the Attitude Era. It is not coming back. Everyone has an opinion, and that's why, again, we have public forums like Facebook, YouTube, to voice them. WWE as a company has a responsibility to their fans to produce content they find enjoyable But above that, they have a responsibility to their talent and everyone who works for the company to make a product that they are both happy with and can make money off of. This is the natural direction of the WWE at this moment. Not everything they produce will be memorable, and not everything produced in the Attitude Era was memorable. But they'll hit their mark if you just give it time to grow organically. I don't think WWE will ever forget its roots as Vince, Steph, and Trips are in high command. Listen, all due respect, you look at the Attitude Era, if you look past Stone Cold, The Rock, and DX, the rest of the Attitude Era, in my opinion, it sucked. Overexposure of the Divas, awkward storylines as well, Mark Henry, Mae Young giving birth to a hand, come on. Only a select few getting over. Example, Shawn, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Taker. Who else was there? Wrestlers probably were competing under the influence. Everyone wanted a piece of the pie, and to be a piece of the pie, it seemed like everyone wanted to be one up on everyone else, and they had to continue to, they wanted to be up there in their best shape. And it seems like, unfortunately, a lot of these people did stuff that they weren't supposed to and infected their bodies. I mean, look at all these guys that died. 40s, all of these guys. Maybe it was before the Attitude Era period when they started all this, but maybe it was during that time. A lot of guys, died in the early to mid 2000s after the Attitude Era ended. Coincidence? Nah. You lost all your childhood heroes growing up. Shortened careers, and it was more storylines than actual wrestling. Fact of the matter is, okay? Another of the problem, when you look at the product, I said it for I've been saying it for a while. There are three things that are killing the WWE right now. The writers of the PG era, they've done pretty good off and on. Social media, the fans. The fans, yeah. Mainly the IWC and, all these guys are just stuck on nostalgia. Listen, it's the past. You gotta move on. My first car was an 80 Cutlass. The thing was built like a boat. But it didn't last forever. You gotta move on. The Attitude Era was amazing, yes, but times change. Just because you want the era back doesn't mean jack. Want to watch the Attitude Era? Listen, go get a DVD of it. Watch the episodes on the WWE Network. And even if they did, honestly, with the way the fans are nowadays, even if they did recreate the Attitude Era, people would still be crying out, same old garbage as before. WWE is dead. Gonna stop watching. We need Stone Cold and Rock. Bottom line is the WWE has changed for the better and worst. It's not 1998 anymore. And when they do give you shades of the Attitude Era in this day and age, you're gonna complain about it, and you already done it. Saying they're going too far with a certain angle, which was the point of the Attitude Era. Listen, case in point, when Paige brought up Charlotte Flair's dead brother, everyone was complaining it went too far. Listen, that is completely Attitude Era-esque. When Stone Cold in that segment when Vince McMahon, that famous segment where Stone Cold had a toy gun, pulled the trigger, bang, came out, 316 bang, Vince, storyline wise, peed his pants. if wrestlers nowadays even brought a toy gun into the ring, people would lose their minds. It's a different time. It's a different place. America is pussified. People are pussified. You're not going to get far. Not going to get far. Not going to get anywhere. Different age, different time. People can't handle the Attitude Era. It was such a small glimpse of wrestling era. Listen, when you look at the Attitude Era, I don't hear too many people bringing up favorite all-time matches being from the Attitude Era. The matches you hear are Steamboat Flair, Freebirds, Von Erichs, from the era way before the Attitude Era. In actuality, there weren't really that much memorable matches, per se. It's just time to let it go. Let the Attitude Era go. Maybe then we could all start enjoying wrestling a little bit more. Until next time.